The most lopsided vote in recent Congress, 427 to 1. That's how the House voted on whether to force the Department of Justice to release all its files on convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, and that one no, Congressman Clay Higgins from Louisiana. I know what you're thinking. Why would anyone vote against transparency on something as explosive as the Epstein case? But here's the thing. Higgins had his reasons, and they're more complicated than just being that one weirdo, as Jimmy Fallon joked on late-night TV.
Wow, wait, hold on, wait. To one? Who was the one vote to keep them secret? Do we have a picture of the guy who voted against it? Wonder who that was. Who was that? I don't know.
So, let's break it down. Higgins's main argument wasn't about protecting Epstein or any powerful friends. It was about protecting innocent people caught in the crossfire. He said, and I'm quoting here, "This bill reveals and injures thousands of innocent people, witnesses, people who provided alibis, family members, etc." In other words, dumping every file to the public could drag people into the spotlight who were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Or worse, people who tried to help investigators. And he's not entirely wrong. Think about it. These files are massive, and not everything in them points to criminal activity. There are notes, interviews, maybe even addresses, or personal details. Higgins basically said, look, I'm all for justice, but not at the expense of innocent bystanders. He wanted the Senate to add protections for privacy before releasing this stuff, to what he called a rabid media. But with 427 members voting yes, he was pretty much alone on that hill. So why did the rest of Congress push so hard? Simple public trust. For years, the Epstein case has been a magnet for conspiracy theories. Who knew what? Who did what? Who's being protected? The pressure to open the books was massive, and not just from one side of the aisle. Republican Representative Thomas Massie and Democrat Khanna teamed up, used a rare procedural move called a discharge petition, and forced the House to act. Even President Trump, who once called the Epstein story a Democratic hoax, did a total 180 and said he'd sign the bill. Higgins has a reputation for going his own way, sometimes provocatively. He's a former sheriff's deputy, he's made controversial statements before, and he's no stranger to criticism. But in this case, whether you agree with him or not, his stand was about process and privacy. So, next time you see a lone no on a big vote, remember, it's not always about being contrarian. Sometimes, it's about the fine print. That's the story behind the only no vote on the Epstein files. Thanks for watching.